Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Bigakar Ahmed, and welcome to today's video. I want to go ahead and speak about something that's been burning up in my head, just a thought I was having, and that is the human race, are human beings ever going to come to a point where they can completely erase God or the idea of a creator out of the entire civilization or society here on Earth? And I don't think that is physically possible, but I'm going to run an experiment here with ChatGPT's chatbot to see if she thinks that it is possible. Now, the reason I think this is not possible is because human beings always want to believe in something, right? When a human being is alone or going through a hardship and they have nobody else around them, they might talk to themselves, they might talk to the mirror, they're going to call out to God. They need help from something. They having some type of faith or belief in something that's stronger than them makes that person stronger, and that is a natural belief that is ingrained within our biology. It's just a natural instinct that human beings do. When we feel sad or alone or weak, we attach ourselves to something strong to feel strong. We print, lions and put them on our shirt because lions make you feel strong. So you wear a lion and vice versa, right? So this is how the human consciousness works. This is how psychology works. And this is how the human brain is always going to work. We're going to want to know where we come from as well. Well, I'm here. If everything has an effect, then it must have a cause, right? And human beings are always going to engage and ask these questions. So now, without further ado, let's go ahead and ask the chatbot a very similar prompt. And it's going to be: faith in God has been around for as long as human history can go back. It seems to me that the human instinct is to think that we have been created or have a source. It's natural to wonder without being taught that in case that I'm a cause to an effect, and can only be here if something caused me to be here. If this is a human nature to wonder and dive into conscious conclusions, will there or can there be a time in the future where humans turn fully away from the idea of God? Humans naturally seek help when they are alone and wonder what caused their existence. Something science may and will probably never be able to answer fully. So let's go ahead and send this and see what she goes ahead and pumps out to us. You're touching on something deeply philosophical, psychological, and even theological: the nature and inclination of humans towards transcendent, towards meaning the ultimate, and ultimately towards God. Sorry, I cannot read that very, very well. You're right about this. Faith in a higher power is nearly universal across cultures and history. Anthropologists, psychologists, and theologians all acknowledge that humans, even in isolation or without formal religion, tend to believe in some kind of higher force or purpose. The tendency is often called religious instinct or homo religious, the religious man. So this is something that is found within all human beings, even those who don't believe in the one God, like Muslims or Jews or Christians may. From the monotheistic religions or the Abrahamic religions, they still have some type of sense of belief in a higher power because it makes them strong, or other psychological natures, right? Can humans ever turn fully away from the idea of God? No, at least not completely or universally. So ChatGPT has gone ahead and has made a very bold statement here. No, human beings will never completely be able to turn away from this idea of God, where we came from, the creator of the heavens and the earth, because it is an instinct nature that human beings are born with, similar to a dog. A dog's nature is to hunt, right? Different animals have different natures and they do different things. Human nature is wired for transcendence. From a Jungarian or evolutionary psychology standpoint, humans seek patterns, narratives, and causes. That instinct doesn't stop at physical explanations. It yearns for metaphysical ones. We don't just ask how, we ask why, and science often isn't equipped to answer that. Man is not destroyed by suffering. He is destroyed by suffering without meaning. Exactly. So when a human being doesn't know something or they don't understand something, they will drive themselves even to the point of dying or death to try and figure that said thing out. It is just human nature. It's what drives us crazy and what drives us to continue moving forward. Even in secular societies, people substitute religion with ideologies, conspiracy theories, environmental metaphysicalism, or even belief in aliens, showing a God-shaped hole never really vanishes. Atheism is often reactionary, not foundational. Many modern atheistic trends are revolt against the bad religion, not against the idea of God itself. Okay. Suffering reinforces the need for God. As you noted, when humans alone suffering or facing death, they often reach towards the divine. Even hardened materialists who can whisper prayers in the hospital bed, it is Int weakness, it's the soul doing what it was made to do. Crowd for help, meaning, and origin. And this is very important because human beings often can feel that they have a soul. They're not just this physical body. They feel like you're inside your body. When you look down at your hands and you look down at yourself, it feels like I'm inside of my body controlling it. It doesn't feel like I'm necessarily, I am my body. It feels like I have a soul inside this body, and that soul is controlling this body and living that life, right? And this is something that she's taking a really, really big note on, is when the human being's soul needs help, when the human being's soul is upset or dying or about to leave its body, it tends to call out to something spiritual, a higher spiritual power, which is God Almighty. So it's very, very hard for a human being to really run away from that natural inclination, right? Science cannot fully answer why am I here. Science excels when we know how gravity works and all of this stuff. This gap has always been filled by philosophical religion and microtism. Even if the most brilliant scientists, Einstein, Newton, Gödel, acknowledged a sense of awe and mystery as science alone couldn't solve. So no matter what happens, no matter how advanced science gets, they'll never be able to answer everything or how we exactly got here. We can't go back to figure it out. We can't put all those pieces together. Human nature is always going to drive us into a belief in God. It's just always going to be there. Even the biggest atheist that doesn't believe in anything, and a time's going to come when they're alone and they need help and their spirit is crying out for help and their spirit's going to call out for something. Could the world try and turn from God? Yes, in fact, we're watching parts of it try right now. Western socialism rising. Western secularism is rising, okay? AI and transhumanism ideologies are replacing some spiritual functions. Some thinkers even predict post-religious humanity. But every attempt so far just either is deification of something else, state self-science, or existential collapse. See, some of these words, I'm sorry, I don't really read them fluently because they're a little bit more, obviously, scientific, linguistic. And I've never read them on a daily basis, so just bear with me if I mess up some words. I'm sorry if I do. So basically what she's saying is we can kind of see it happening today. We see Western secularism and these things and AI and the fakeness of life, kind of living in a fake world or living within like the internet or the video games. We kind of create our own realities in our own world. We become our own God. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayk. But every single time that something like this happens, it's attached to a self or it's attached to a specific thing. And it can't really transcend at a global scale or take human beings out of their natural instinct. You'd have to kill a human being's instinct, right? And to kill the human being's instinct on a worldwide scale from the beginning of humanity to now is something that is just not going to happen, right? Final opinion. There will always be humans who return to God, even if culture, education, or power try to erase them. The question of existence is too deep, too urgent, and too personal to suppress forever. Faith may evolve, religions may rise and fall, but instinct to look up at who made me and to seek help in the void, that's eternally human. All right, awesome. So I wanted to go ahead and ask the chat about this because I was thinking about this today and I was like, there's no way human beings could ever naturally go away from God. And I was thinking about this and I was like, to any atheist or anyone who doesn't believe in God, actually grasp that and think about that. It's our human nature. You are trying to fight human nature by saying there's no creator. There's no answer to anything, right? And this idea of a human being wanting to believe in a higher power because it makes them more powerful. It makes them do good. You know, it pulls them out of a dark place. It allows them to pass into their afterlife and die, leave this world with ease in their heart when they believe in a higher power, when they believe in their creator. And this is the natural instinct that is always going to live within us as human beings on a global scale until the day of judgment. And no matter how hard science or how hard culture or music or anything tries to destroy God Almighty, it is a nature that he has installed within us, and it is a nature that we can never get rid of. Thank you guys so much for coming in today. God bless every single one of you. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. And until next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.